Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, Stephanie.
And today we're going to continue to uncover the magic of Oxford University and talk about its relationship with the Harry Potter movies. We did mention a couple of locations that you might recognize if you go to Oxford University, where they filmed a couple of scenes, and then later they made a replica because it was just too difficult to keep filming scenes there, movie after movie. But if you go to these places, you will recognize these scenes from the movies.
You sure will. We spent some time in our program earlier talking about the Christ Church College. That's where you get to see that great hall. I actually learned today, Tom, before I came, I was watching a video about Oxford. And they built the Great Hall before they built any other thing, including the library.
Interesting.
And they were laughing because one of the cardinals who was in charge of the building project actually was somebody who enjoyed food.
Oh.
And was quite fat. So they have a beautiful dining hall that's located in the Christ Church College. We also talked about the Bodley Tower staircase. That is the first place where we see Professor McGonagall show up, and she's welcoming the brand new students into Hogwarts. I'm sure they're scared to death. And then also we talked about the library there, the Bodleian Library, which is the second largest library in the UK. And within that, of course, there are different areas. And one area is called the Duke Humphreys Library. It's a reading room. It's gorgeous. I would feel so excited to be in such a beautiful place. I don't know if I could study.
Indeed, but of course there are a lot of other things to mention about Oxford University, which we're going to get to today, so let's not delay any further. Let's listen to the article read from top to bottom now one time. Besides the movie sets, there are many other remarkable aspects of Oxford University that are worthy of your attention. Oxford University comprises 39 colleges, which serve as both academic institutions and social communities for students. Each has its unique personality and customs. For instance, Magdalen College celebrates May Day with a choir singing from the top of the Magdalen Tower. Merton College has various traditions, such as formal attire for meetings with the warden and a formal hall held 6 nights a week. Each college boasts its own reputation. Balliol College, for example, is known for both sports and politics. The college has produced many successful politicians, including several recent prime ministers. Despite its reputation as an old and politically focused college, students find it more welcoming and relaxed than expected. University College, meanwhile, offers a lively student life and hosts an unforgettable summer ball each year. UNIV, as it's often called, strongly encourages students to participate in sports to foster friendships and teamwork, as well as boost their health and well-being. Oxford University also stands out for its distinctive teaching method, the tutorial system. This personalized one-on-one approach to teaching allows students to work closely with experts in their chosen field to develop critical thinking and independent learning skills. Thanks to this system, Oxford University has educated many distinguished alumni, including author J.R.R. Tolkien and physicist Stephen Hawking. So, fellow witches and wizards, if you have the chance to visit Oxford University, don't miss the opportunity to explore this real-life Hogwarts. It's the perfect place to lose yourself in the enchanting world of Harry Potter.
Let's dive in, guys. It's our second day talking about the Oxford University, the magic of it, and uncovering that magic. So we know about movie sets. When they make a movie, they can't just, shut down a city or shut down a particular building and do all their filming there. Sometimes movies take 2, 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months sometimes to film. So what they do is they bring in these really gifted construction workers and people who work on film sets or movie sets, and they build something that looks just like it. or what you see in the movie could be just the facade, which is the front part of something. And behind the facade, there's really no real building. But the movie sets for Harry Potter were so beautiful. I'm sure they spent millions of dollars just on making these replicas. So besides just the movie sets, there are other things that we want to pay attention to at Oxford. And one of those things is that Oxford University comprises 39 colleges. So I know when I was growing up in America, you could say I'm going to college, I'm going to university. It meant the same thing. But they actually, a lot of these universities actually have smaller colleges within the university. So you might be studying, let's say, religion at Oxford. They have their own college. And then if you're studying English literature, they have their own college. So that's what we're talking about here when we say that Oxford University comprises 39 colleges, different topics, different majors that people can study. And it goes all the way from being a bachelor, getting a bachelor's degree, to getting a doctorate in something.
Yeah, that reminds me when I was studying Chinese in university, the classes were held at the College of Asian Languages and Literature. They were teaching Chinese and Japanese and Hindi and other languages like that.
Cool.
But again, they've got all these different colleges, and they serve as both academic institutions and social communities for students. Now, an institution is just something that was established or set up. An academic institution is a college or a university, and it is organized in a certain way. And, of course, you have to obey the rules when you go to this institution in order to learn properly. And so these are academic institutions, but they're also social communities for students. They're places for students to get together and chat with each other about what they're learning or what they're doing socially. So that's what a community is. A community could be a specific area within a city. Like in Taipei, here we've got the Minsheng Shechu, the Minsheng community, which is an actual physical community inside the city. But there could also be communities of people, different kinds of groups. Like within a university, you could have people who like to get together and play bridge. It could be the bridge community. It could be anything, basically. So
Chess,
it's just when people get together and they do something, or if it's a specific area in a city or a town.
Yeah, they have similar hobbies or things they like to do in their free time. You could form your own community in your neighborhood if you have neighborhood friends that like to do things together. That could be your little community. So each of these colleges has its unique personality and customs. For instance, here's an example. Magdalen College celebrates May Day with a choir singing from the top of the Magdalen Tower. One of the best things about college life or university life are the traditions that are carried on from year to year, and it's just fun. So at this particular college, that's one of their traditions. May Day is an old holiday that I don't even think they know about this holiday actually in Asia. We don't really celebrate May Day too much in America. I remember when I was in elementary school, we had the May Day pole that we had ribbons, and we'd march around with different colored ribbons. But it's an old tradition. What they do is they send their choir from this particular college to the top of the tower, and they sing. So that's kind of fun. Now, there's also a Merton College. It has various traditions. For example, here's one. They have a formal attire that they must wear for meetings with the warden, and a formal hall held 6 nights a week. Wow, so it's pretty fancy if you get into Merton College. You have to afford a tuxedo. That's what we call those formal suits that men wear, tuxedos. If you're wearing a formal dress for a ball or some sort of award ceremony, ladies, those are called gowns.
Right. I think tuxedos are called something different in England, maybe a dinner jacket or something like that. I don't think they use the word tuxedo, but it doesn't really matter. You're going to wear formal attire, which could be a suit, and this will be with the warden if you have a meeting. A warden is like a leader of a certain area in a certain place. It also refers to somebody in a prison who's kind of in charge of the whole prison. It kind of depends on the context here.
Yeah.
And there's also a formal hall held 6 nights a week. So that must be some kind of gathering that is called a formal hall. It's not actually referring to the hall itself, but it's referring to this gathering of people. And it's held or takes place 6 nights a week. So that's a unique feature of Merton College. Now, moving on here, it says, each college boasts its own reputation. Now, your reputation basically is how people outside your community feel about you, their general respect for you or their disrespect. Of course, if you're a doctor or something, you want to have a good reputation. You want people to know that you're a good doctor, and people say nice things about you, so you have lots of patients coming to you. Yes, indeed, Dr. Lin has a great reputation for being patient with his patients. You should go see him.
Being patient with his patients. There's kind of a tongue twister there for you. Yeah. So, yeah, your reputation is quite important. It's what other people say about you, not what you say about yourself. So you want to have a good reputation. Reputation by itself is neither good nor bad. You need an adjective in front of it. So you want a good reputation. If you have a bad reputation, it's very hard to change that sometimes. People don't allow you to change often. So be careful with your reputation. Do the best you can. There's Balliol College, and it's famous or known for its sports and politics. So if you like that, you might try to gain entrance into that particular college. The college has produced many successful politicians, including several recent prime ministers. If you know anything about UK politics, you know that they don't have a president like the United States. They have a prime minister. So a lot of those people actually went to school at Oxford. It's who you know in this world. Who you know and the contacts you make that sometimes determine how successful you're going to be. So if you're thinking about a political career and you want to live in the UK, you might try to get into this particular college. I think it will be a help.
And prime here, of course, just means the main thing, the main ministers or the very important ministers who head the government of the UK. Okay, that brings us to the midway point in our lesson for today. Let's take a break now and listen to our beloved Chinese teacher.
听众朋友大家好，我是安娜。我们昨天带大家到牛津大学这个哈利波特电影的拍摄场景，但是今天还要再看看一下牛津大学哦，因为其实除了电影场景之外牛津大学其实还有很多值得我们可以注意的很卓越的地方。我刚刚讲的这个好像就是已经很长很拗口了，但是其实在第一段的第一句还是有一个限定用法的关系子句，先行词有点多哦，先行词其实是逗点之后的 many other remarkable aspects of Oxford University， 好，其他很多的地方 that 到句尾可以左右括号，当然是限定，就是说值得我们去注意的这些 remarkable aspects。可是关系子句当中的 be worthy of 可以特别圈起来，值得某人的注意，值得某人花钱，值得某人花时间的这个值得 be worthy of。 好，那接着呢，我们就来看一下牛津大学咯，因为其实牛津大学是由39个学院组成的，39个 college。 我们昨天有说过 college 跟 university 这到底有什么样的不同。那这个39个学院呢，有些是学术机构，有些也是呢，也算是学生的社交圈啦。那这个社交圈因为我们中文常常也蛮会讲的，所以在第一段第二句这边提到的社交圈social community 也可以特别把它抓出来看一看。好，那怎么样的一个特性跟这个习俗在某一个学院当中呢？因为39个学院每个都很特别。例如啦，我们现在先看到第一段的第4句，提到的是 Magdalen， 就是莫德林学院。它很特别哦，这个学院如果你在那边就读的话，5月节有这个节庆，它会让合唱团在莫德林的尖塔上面演唱。 然后庆祝。不过在第一段第4句讲到这个特色的时候，其实句子最后面呢有带了一个 with 表示附带状况的句型。这里的 with 后面会加上受词，再加上受词补语，也就是修饰受词状态的可能形容词啊 ing 啊或 pp 啦，或者是甚至介系词加名词都可以用来修饰前面这个受词状况。例如在这句话当中 with 附带的状况是 a choir 有个合唱团干什么事呢？后面的补语出来了 singing 他们会唱歌，而且在哪里？ From the top of the Magdalen Tower。 好，所以这里是一个 with 加上受词补语表示附带状况的句型。当然接下来还有一些其他的学院都会有自己的特色啦，或甚至有自己的声望啊 reputation。 例如我们看到了第3个学院在第2段第1句这个地方。好，第1句跟第2句，在第2句这里呢有看到一个贝里欧学院 Balliol College， 它则主要是在sports politics 体育跟政治方面呢是比较有名的，所以在这个学院啊就培养了许多成功的政治家，甚至是一些近期的首相呢都是由这个牛津大学的贝里欧学院的毕业生哦。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. Where we left off, we were talking about Oxford University, and in particular, we were talking about Balliol College, which, of course, is a part of Oxford University, and it's known both for sports and politics, and it has produced many successful politicians, including lots of recent prime ministers. I don't know which ones. It could be Maggie Thatcher, it could be John Major, or whoever. They keep changing their prime ministers, at least they have recently, so I'm kind of losing track of their politics there. But despite its reputation as an old and politically focused college, students find it more welcoming and relaxed than expected. So despite its reputation, even though it has this reputation as being old and politically focused, still, students find it more relaxing and welcoming than they expected. So, of course, they knew that lots of famous people came from this college, so they were expecting the place to be kind of uptight and serious and things like that. But when they actually got there, they found out that it was pretty welcoming. The people there are pretty cool, and it's a pretty relaxing atmosphere.
There's also another college called the University College, and it offers a lively student life and hosts an unforgettable summer ball each year. Remember, at these formal balls, you get to dress up and pretend that you're royalty. I'm sure some of the people who do attend Oxford are part of the royalty. They still have royal families over there that we don't in America. So you might actually get to rub elbows with some, dukes and duchesses for all I know. I'm sure they have some people who are part of the extended royal family there. They call this summer ball Univ, and it strongly encourages students to participate in sports. I think they're talking about the University College there, that they want kids or the students to get out there and participate in sports. Why? Well, it helps foster or build relationships. It teaches people about teamwork and how to not be so selfish. I think sports teams are quite good for that, although lately we've been watching our athletes over there in America act like spoiled kids. So I have to apologize for that. Sportsmanship is not something that people are focusing on these days, but that's what you can learn if you have a good team and a good coach. They'll teach you how to build those friendships and work as a team. We'd use foster to also talk about helping kids who don't have parents. They'll be foster parents. To foster just means to encourage the development of something. Maybe you're good at fostering plants or animals. You're good at that. You're helping them develop. and you're very encouraging. But yeah, this particular college actually is supposed to foster friendships and teamwork. Now, if you're going to boost your health and well-being, what does that mean, Tom?
To boost just means to increase, to encourage something to improve. And so indeed, even if you're not good at sports, they still encourage you to participate in sports. And I'm sure they offer lots of different options that you can choose from. I'm not sure if they have baseball, but they'll probably have cricket and rugby and soccer and rowing and things like that. So you could probably participate in some of those sports because it will foster friendships. You'll meet some buddies for life and you'll learn how to work in a team. And also, hopefully, they teach the soccer players not to fake their injuries. Okay, if somebody bumps into you, you can't go sprawling on the ground pretending that you just had your ribs all cracked open or something like that when actually nothing actually happened to you.
Well, and something similar happens in basketball. They'll flop on the floor like they were just hit. We call those flops and floppers, and they're faking it. Learn not to do that. It's bad sportsmanship. But yeah, they do that in soccer too, don't they?
They do, and sometimes it actually works. The referee actually buys it and gives somebody a yellow card or something like that.
If you buy something, you accept it. You believe it that it's true.
Especially if you're not supposed to. And indeed, that happens there. But, well, here, of course, I think they're probably encouraging people to participate in sports to foster those friendships and to boost their health and well-being, which refers to being healthy in your life. Now, Oxford University also stands out for its distinctive teaching method, the tutorial system. Now, that's kind of interesting. When I went to university, of course, we had classes and lectures. The lecture had maybe about 200 students gathered in one place, and then you went to the lab classes, which had maybe 10 or 20 or something. But here they have the tutorial system, and to me, a tutor is somebody who teaches a student one-on-one.
Yeah, and this is personalized, which is great. So there's a one-on-one approach to teaching that allows students to work closely with the experts in their chosen field. A lot of people choose to go to a particular university because of a professor that they really admire or that they've followed, and they think that that person is the best in their field. So this is a great way to actually get your education is through this tutorial system. Now, it says here they work with these experts to develop critical thinking and independent learning skills. Critical thinking is not just accepting what you're told, especially what you're told on TV. We know that a lot of times the news is fake. So when you're doing critical thinking, you're analyzing something, you're looking to see if it makes sense. If it doesn't, you need to go get more facts and make sure that what you're learning is actually true. So this is really important to develop critical thinking. And to really be a good thinker, you probably need to learn from someone who is also a good critical thinker. But you're independently learning, so you have to have a lot of discipline. You must, force yourself to continue to study and to turn in papers and things like that, because you won't always have a teacher that gives you a deadline every week. So it takes a lot of personal discipline to go to Oxford, actually.
Yeah, you kind of take responsibility for your own education. You don't wait for the teacher to tell you the facts, and then you just simply fill in the box on the exam.
And memorize something.
Exactly. Yeah. I think you have to actually be proactive
right.
in your education. And thanks to this system, Oxford University has educated many distinguished alumni, including author J.R.R. Tolkien and physicist Stephen Hawking. So thanks to this system, or because of this educational system, Oxford has educated many distinguished alumni. Alumni, of course, are people who used to study at a university. They are a graduate of that university. They don't attend it anymore, but they went there before, so they are an alumni. And distinguished means you are respected and you're unique and special, and you have a lot of respect from people. And we've got alumni from Oxford, including J.R.R. Tolkien, who wrote the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and Stephen Hawking, who was a famous physicist who suffered from ALS, I believe, and he died a couple of years ago. And he's famous for that book, A Short History of Time, I believe.
Yeah, Tolkien also wrote The Hobbit. Maybe some of you guys saw those 3 films as well.That were really made very well, I must say. They filmed them in New Zealand. So, fellow witches and wizards, if you have the chance to visit Oxford University, don't miss the opportunity to explore this real-life Hogwarts. So, witches is a title we usually give to women who are magical, and then the wizard is reserved for the men. So, if you're a female...and you have magical powers, you're a witch, and then a wizard is a male that has magical powers. So we're bringing this all home back to Harry Potter. So if you have a chance to visit Oxford, don't miss the opportunity. I think people who saw the films and read the books would just love to go exploring there.Exactly.
This reminds me of a joke, of course. Why do witches wear name tags? So we can tell which witch is which.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not sure if you can understand that, but in any case, yes, if you're a witch or a wizard, you probably like Harry Potter.
It's similar to the joke or the kind of the tongue twister in Chinese where they go ma 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 ma, you know.
Something like that, or 是是是指是指 or something
or that like that one.
Could be a tongue twister, but
which is which.Yeah.
Something like that. But in any case, yes, you can explore the real-life Hogwarts if you go there. But even if you're not a Harry Potter fan, it's still worthwhile to go check out Oxford University.
Yeah.
And even better yet, become a student there yourself. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Let's turn things over to our Chinese teacher.
不过啊，虽然贝里欧学院是因为它的古老还有政治方面是非常的有名啦，但是学生会发现说，它其实比预期的还更为热情和轻松。因为我们提到这个政治的时候，好像感觉就会有点严肃。好，不过我们回过头来看一下这个第2段的第4句啊，逗点前面其实有2个字可以稍微看一下，这个叫做 politically focused。因为我们说贝里欧学院主要就是以体育跟政治为特色的，那这个 politically focused 如果中间加一个连字号，甚至就会可以形成复合形容词哦。不管它有没有当成复合形容词，首先先看这个 focused， 人 focus on something， 人专注于什么事，所以这个 focus 的 PP 啊，它可以被借过来当成形容词，表示被专注、被注意、被当成主角的。那这个形容词前面又用副词 politically， 在政治方面，所以也就是说 politically focus 就可以有表现以政治为主、以政治课程为主的意思。可是逗点之后的 find it 再加上补语，其实跟上面第1段我们刚刚提到第4句里面 with 加受词加补语的句型，感觉有一点点像耶，因为都要用受词补语再补充说明受词的状况。那在这里的 it 呢，不是虚受词哦，真的就是指这个贝里欧学院 find it， 学生就会觉得贝里欧学院加形容词 more welcoming and relaxed than expected。Then expected 请大家可以直接框起来，我们就不要再去分解它了，因为比起预期，预期本来就之前发生的事嘛，所以我们就说比起预期还更如何如何的时候，通常就会说 then expected， 把它当成片语来看。好，那当然牛津大学除了很多的特色之外，还有一些独特的教学方法，例如他们有一个导师指导制的系统，在第3段第1句的地方冒号之后，好，我们看一下所谓的导师指导制啊，就感觉像是1对1的感觉。1对1我们会说是 tutor， 对不对？家教 tutor。那所谓的导师指导制系统呢，这个形容词叫做 tutorial，the tutorial system。导师指导系统，当然我们刚刚说就是一个1对1的，所以在第3段的第2句出现这个形容词1对1的这种 approach 教学方法，1对1请大家把它圈起来，叫做 one on one。One on one， 在英文当中啊，像这种什么 one on one 啊 ，side by side、hand in hand 啊，有好几组。我们刚刚说的肩并肩 ，side by side。Shoulder to shoulder， 手牵手 hand in hand， 这都是很常见的。我刚刚说的是副词，如果3个字中间都加了连字号，就会让它变成形容词哦。好，不过在这一段当中，请大家特别注意第3句的 thanks to， 句首的地方把它框起来。当然你说 thanks to， 我们看到的都是多亏了表示原因，其实有时候真的有表达感谢之意啦，就是说这个原因是带来后面什么样的好处，所以有时候也会翻成得益于什么什么，多亏了什么什么，特别注意 TO2 是介系词哦。以上是我们今天的内容，我是安娜，我们下次见。
That's all for today, everybody. Hopefully you've been inspired by our talk about Oxford University. Maybe you're inspired to read the Harry Potter books or to go to Oxford and check it out yourself. Either way, have a good time. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.